Hello 444 Collective. Welcome back to another group reading. This is going to be kind of a packing away re-extension of what I just did and will be on YouTube, and this should be linked through my Substack. So interesting that I started out repacking with the Chariot. There's this feeling of, okay, it's go time, people. We had the Fool come out 3 times. And I'm seeing this Owl Garden to be in front of the 7 of Swords. This doesn't need to be your default energy anymore. There are more ways to be, breathe, connect, share, balance. And so this message is a continuation honed in for those specifically in this collective. I'm going to be referencing things from that reading, so I'm just making the assumption that you've seen it. The panda blanket. There's like a table something cutting off, and I see 2 pandas at the very bottom corner there. So the Chariot has come back. Empress on bottom again. Okay. Interesting, leading with Sanctuary. 4 to 3, yes, being a 7. Okay, wants to be on top. So when it comes to coordinating where you are in a temporal stage with this message, we are here. This was one of the first cards. It all comes back to here, okay? As I'm just seeing wisps curl of incense. We are being joined by this hand that is coming in to encroach, to guide. Honestly, now that I see that, I'm thinking of my hands in this situation, but this leading through tactile trust, tangible. Physical realm, but not necessarily that what you believe is built off of what you have seen. It's the extension past that, because to get to this point, you've come out of your choppy waters, right? It feels like you were, I see this double circle, right? I'm seeing it as you were called here. You were elsewhere out in the ocean, and you have made your way to, well, when you came here, it felt a bit like a shit show. There's all this on fire, and I'm hearing that, yes, Phoenix rising from the ashes, but that forged through fire, specifically forged through fire. And so you are now on this ascension path, and that's a big word, and people have a lot of thoughts about it. That's very cool. I'm just getting it as in you have come out from the flame. I'm seeing this little tip here is just on a curl of a flame, but if you'll see, the flame actually dissipates into the cloud. So I'm not an expert either on the alchemical process, but there's something about it changing from fire to smoke. Sticky. I'm hearing stuck in the mud, also because most of these cards are from the first tarot deck. And what I've noticed is that these are smoother than these. These are stickier. So maybe it's being stuck in your ways. Something that you've been forcing to work because it should. You're adding 2, and we're back. You're adding 2 and 2, and surely that is 4. But 4, 2 to 2, I know a while back this was coming through. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was only 2 strokes. Something like that. And as I'm seeing that now, I'm seeing that as kind of, you could say like a tulip or a lotus, but I'm seeing specifically this as being 3 buds coming together. But when this came through Lilith. For 2 to 2, for 2 to 2, 4 to 3. 4 2 3, we have this adds to 9. I'm seeing how this meets perfectly here, and this is open. There's something coming into this container still. It is not closed. The equation is not complete. There's this darkness. This past tense of, okay, it's focusing on the negative before. So maybe there's something that happened in your life that you're clinging, oh yeah, you're clinging to, and you want to either be done with it and have it be over, or you hold on to it so much and you get so like entangled in through with it, there isn't a separation from you and this emotion. And so, like in the previous video, when I was saying it's not about separating, it's not about separating, cutting off. It is just about actually, I don't even know if that's over here. Sometimes I'm like, where do I put all those little rocks? I can't find the one I'm looking for, but this will do. Okay, there's all this happening, right? And all of this is mixed, gelled in together, right? And you might think you're looking for the answer, whatever that is, right? So you might be like, I see it. I'm gonna just all of this to get what I want. What you've actually done is push that further away, and now there are all these other parts you need to collect. Funny though, this one fit perfectly in a groove I have here with and a uniquely shaped object. So that is very interesting. When actually, like I was doing in the other video, bringing it into my hand, if you bring it into your own hand, I'm seeing this as shadow work. If you're actually doing the work to inspect, maybe there are pieces like this that are actually broken off, fractured little shards that are, you know, scratchy, right? That leave a mark on you. I'm getting that DNA spiral, right? Thank you. Thank you for being along this journey with me. Now, that is one less thing that is between you and what it is that you are seeking for, that is blending in with its surroundings, right? It's about working through and finding home. Interesting. Home for all of these other parts that aren't for you to just throw away. That's what you were looking for. That's that moon cleared, right? Okay, I think that's the point of that. Where do these want to go? You can go right there. You can take a little rest. And there was one. The one that I was connecting with the monad. Okay, words are shifting. Words are shifting, but the meaning is the same. Words are shifting, but the meaning is the same. If you were part of the UFO Dark Skies event this past week, there was the activity where we had 20 minutes to go out under the darkness and I'll say sense. And I was walking around like a plankton. Thank you, Judith. Honestly, that's been such great imagery. Walking around like a plankton, feeling vertically, feeling up, feeling down. And I think to feel, new perspectives in the universe. To feel up and to feel down comes with a trust, a consistency of around. It's not about throwing off your inertia, is the word that's coming out. Not sure if that's the correct scientific term. Transition on bottom. I'm seeing this dragon come in here. This is universe. New perspectives. Grounding yourself firmly to the earth makes you grow in height. Letting go of your limited beliefs to see beyond. If that's not talking about growing vertically in this situation. Being so firmly rooted in depth, going into the earth. I can't go through this table because the atoms are so close together. It would be a miracle if I was able to push my hand through this table. It would be a miracle. Or something unexplained. Yet, if it happened, it is still something that occurred. Even though, especially though, we don't have a process, a roadmap for how that happened. I'm thinking, I don't know why, of like the Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade. But I don't know the float that comes after that. I don't know when the choreography is happening for this or whatever. I don't know the whole scheme of it. But you see what you see and you know what you know, right? This chariot being connected to this universe. And I'm seeing this coming in point as this leading up to the moon. Honestly, kind of mirroring the bubbling up to the moon. From the opposite side, an altered perspective, you could say. And so with that UFO experience, I had been walking around like a little plankton, and I was walking in snow and slush and wet grass. And it was leaving... Not yet? Okay. It was leaving marks and dents and a road, you could say, a road map all across the backyard. I could see each step that I had taken. I could, if I wanted to, I could retrace my step. Since then, it has rained, it has snowed, it has cleared, it has come again, and it's stormy out again now. And so my tracks are no longer visible to me. But just because I can't look to see which exact steps I took doesn't mean I can't get to the same destination. Wouldn't you know it, this was right on bottom. These hands coming out, coming into this sourceness, you could say. This what are words that are coming in? Monad, and the idea of a transmitter, a radio, station. Mo-stay show. Nine of Pentacles on the bottom there. This feeling of already being there. And perhaps that's from getting yourself into this position through other lives, through choosing this life, knowing you would get right back to this gate. Four of Cups. But the Earth journey, this is that Seven of Pentacles I've been talking about, things that are blurring your vision. And the Three of Swords. Yeah. So taking, and the Moon, Justice. Here we go. It's now time. You have that balance coming in from that Two of Cups stack we had earlier. But what I'm seeing is that your Earth journey has had you in Rider-Waite-Smith, Pamela Coleman-Smith, in traditional tarot. This is not a crow in the air to this person beneath the tree. It is a hand coming out. It's a hand, right? And so what I'm hearing is that on this Earth journey, you have not always been able to see the forest for the trees. I'm not even sure if that's the right phrasing right now, but something about trees. There's pain and suffering that we encounter throughout our time on Earth. I'm not an expert on Buddhism either, so don't take what I'm saying as like verbatim quota from this very specific religious experience and beliefs and values and knowledge, etc., etc. But life is suffering, right? So some of you who are resonating with this message, it's getting stuck in the moment you get pinned by pain. It's then feeling sorrowful for pain. It's not understanding that what if you look through what you do not see, that is where clarity can reach you. I'm hearing that's the message. Okay. Yeah, that is the message. So if this resonated with you, you can comment on this post, you can like, you can subscribe to me on YouTube, as well as subscribing on Substack. And I will see you in later times. Bye.